Namaste. 1111, 2222, 3333, 4444, or even 5555. Are you watching these kind of repeated numbers or other forms of synchronicities in your life? If you are, then you are in the right place and you must watch the video till the end. Okay, so let us start. Why do we call them synchronicities, or what is the meaning of synchronicities? This is a video that I was wanting to make for a very long time because a lot of my mentees were looking forward to this video. So, synchronicity is, as you can understand from the word synchronicity or synchronous, okay, something which aligns together can be understood by the dictionary meaning that it's a meaningful coincidence, it's incident, okay. So it seems too perfect to be happening at a certain point of time. You watch it and then this happens. So it's like a message from unknown energies. Yes, you can understand it like that. So it's like a wink or a message that maybe those divine guides who are around you are trying to give it to you. Many people may not understand what I'm trying to say right now, but what I'm trying to say, talk about divine realm, communication from the universe and things like that, because many people don't actually choose to believe in all these things. So even before getting into this, let me just take a few moments to let you know that there is something called a mind, right? And the mind can think in different ways. The matrix way is to think of it in a very logical and supposedly very physical manner. Only focus on the tangible things. What you can see, you believe in that. What you can't see, you don't believe in those things. But do you believe in God? If you do, then you must watch ahead, because if you do believe in God, then you must understand that you have not been able to understand or see God, right? What is life or what is soul? When a person dies, immediately after the person dies, we still see that the body of the person is there in front of us, but something passes out of that person. What is that something? That is the thing that we named as that person. When I die, my hands will be here, my entire body will be here, but I will not be speaking, I will not be communicating with you, because that thing which is called life, that thing which you understand as arunima, will be gone. So there are things which are intangible, still existing, we do not understand. Consequently, you must watch the video ahead, especially if you have understood or experienced synchronicity. So synchronicity, it's not just repeated numbers. Synchronicity can be something like you think of that person and that person comes to you or calls you or sends you a message and things like that, which in other forms you can understand as telepathy as well. So what is telepathy? Telepathy is, we believe that two souls are contacting each other. Okay, how are they contacting each other? Are they calling up? No, the soul already is connected to each other. Just the way when, if you have ever seen prayers being answered, or if you have ever seen, you know feeling those, goosebumps, or feeling that something is about to happen wrong and the wrong thing happens, you do know that there is some other form of communication also available to us, right? So let's move ahead. What are repeated numbers? Repeated numbers are 111, 222. In fact, it can be a sequence like 3434, 6767, and things like that. They are also called angel numbers, okay, and they are also called divine codes, because both these things exist, okay. And each of these sequences have unique energy, okay. And for that, probably you can go to my channel and see that there are a number of videos I have uploaded as shorts, and they decode the numbers how you see them, right? So even before getting into explaining to you further, let me tell you a little bit about my experience that's going to really mind blow you. Okay, so there is this one number, the sequence 37, that I always see 3 to 4 months before I'm about to change my house, like my rented apartment, or I'm about to get into a new job. Okay, that's been happening at least for the 3 4 years, last 3 4 years. And without fail, like in the beginning, I was not understanding why am I watching. The first time I started seeing it, I was not understanding what does 3737 mean. Okay, and so I ignored it. The second time when it happened, then I realized, okay, last time I saw it, something like this had happened. Consequently, whenever I watch 37, I know some big change is about to come over in my life. There's some divine intervention which is taking place. If I talk to you about 4 4, Okay, the number 4, it shows up when some form of stability is coming. You think about, you know, a table, let's say, okay, it has four sides, right? Most of the tables have four sides, which are very, very stable. Like in stability, they are fine. So 4 is shown to you uh, to be able to tell you that some form of stability is coming. Maybe monetary, maybe your soulmate is coming, maybe you are talking to your twin flame and you don't even know that this person is my twin flame. Then 1111, and you know, one of the biggest ways I can tell you, in the last 6 months I've seen this 1111. So I was looking for, you know, a rented apartment, and because I was not very happy in the previous one, and for 2 months I was just searching for the right kind of house wherein I had enough air and everything. And I am also into vastu and things like that, so I was looking forward to numerologically correct, and vastu wise it has to be this, that, and the other. And I was watching 1111 for at least 1 month. Okay, right on 11th of November I got this house, and things shifted, you know, for the, not just the betterment, for the best. Okay, and my entire way of looking at life, because I was undergoing what do you say, a dark night of the soul in the previous house, that thing started ending, and I started, you know, seeing hope in my life, and I started understanding, oh my god, I am so learned. I have attained so much of wisdom over this, you know, past dark night of the soul, and I have learned so much, I've studied so much, I've done so many courses. So all the good things started coming up, as compared to previously I was just dipping down into depression, right? So yes, so that was about 1111. I, you know, I remember when I was shifting back to Gurgaon, 5 years I had been out of Delhi. So when I was shifting back to Gurgaon, this is very, very personal experience I'm sharing here. I was coming back to Gurgaon and I had to find out my house, and I was actually supposed to be going to my friend's house. And it was, you know, some kind of conversations were happening, which side to take, which, you know, the other side to take. And I started watching my birth year. Okay, birth year or birth date, your own birth date, like let's say mine is 30th, so 30, or your own birth year. Okay, it will be shown to you when your higher self is trying to either warn you or tell you something that you're going wrong, or you must grab this opportunity and things like that. So I was watching that number everywhere, and suddenly I started feeling goosebumps. And it's a very, very personal experience. I was feeling goosebumps, and I had to, you know, I had to make a decision whether to take this path or take the other path. And the other path was much safer. Okay, but the first path that we were wanting to take would reach us to the destination much earlier. And in sometimes I started feeling those goosebumps, and I started feeling very afraid. For a number of years I have not felt afraid at all. Okay, I have lost this energy of feeling fear, but suddenly I felt afraid and all those goosebumps, and I realized that my aura was thinning down. And after looking at, realizing that I'm watching my higher self's number, then I was guided to, you know, listen to a certain, you know, song, which was my Ma Kali and things like that. And suddenly I got the answer: do not take the first way. Right at the moment when the driver was about to take the turn, I said, idhar se nahi jana hai. And then when I took the other turn, I felt as if, you know, I got saved from something. And I felt, you know, because being in tune with my you know um higher self, or being in tune with, you know, the guidance that I'm being given, I understood that the driver had some other kind of, you know, ideas. And towards the end, that I could see in him, he was not talking to me nicely when, you know, I was giving him the money, and he misbehaved. He said andar nahi jaunga and things like that. And he said udhar se, you know, and even at that point of time when I stopped, that said ki idhar se nahi jana hai and things like that, he was very, very annoyed. And so I was saved. And that's something that, you know, you can understand when it actually happens to you. You understand those moments something is about to happen wrong. And you know, and I was with my kids, and I was very thankful that fortunately I understood the guidance. So that is why this video is very, very important. You must know when are you being called to do what. Okay, then I remember, so why am I the right person to be talking about this? I'm an advanced angel healer. I learned advanced angel healing around 5 years ago, right? And that was the time. things started drastically changing, and I found one such video. Are you also watching repeated numbers? And then it talked about a course, and it was, angel healing course, and I got into it. I started understanding things, and then I started understanding angels. So who are angels? Angels are divine guides. Now many people again would not want to believe in this, but do you think, now think about a company that someone has established, or even think about your own house. You are keeping track of everything. Everyone has a certain duty. This person has to get up early in the morning and water the plants. This person has to make the food. This person has to earn the salary and everything, whatever. Okay. Children have to study. You think in this huge wide world, things are just going, according to whatever. You think there is no, no accounting, or there is no structure. In case you think so, please think again. So there are angels who are supposed to be connecting those souls which are experiencing human life with the divine plan, or with what is going to happen to them, what is right and what is wrong, and things like that. So angels do exist. Okay, you can find out more about them, I'm sure. And if you really feel that I should make a video about the angels, please write in the comments. I'm going to do that for you. So I remember I had just started learning about angels, and I only knew about five, six of them. Okay, the course had just started. One fine day, I was coming back to my house, and I was just standing outside the door, and I had just rung the bell, and my kids were about to open. And I got a certain smell, and I knew that smells are there when they are divine guys. And I asked, "What is your name?" In my mind, I asked, and I got the answer, Uriel. Uriel. The name, came up, and suddenly I saw that the light started flickering, and I had no idea. I was not told this name beforehand, ever, ever. I just knew the basic names of Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. I did not know Uriel at all. And I came inside and I said thank you to the Archangel Uriel. And then I went and looked into, the books that I was reading at that point of time, and went into the course and into the recorded further videos, and I saw that yes, there is Archangel Uriel, and when does he come, and things like that. So there are divine guides, and these are some of my personal experiences. In fact, some of the personal experiences are too big and too good to be, in fact, even acceptable for many people. I have seen 786 number of times, which actually, and I'm a Hindu. In this lifetime, I'm born a Hindu, but that was actually after I came out from my first Vipassana session. And that was the time when I realized my past lives. I started watching my own past lives. The past life that was opening up at that point of time was a past life in which I was a Muslim. And that is why 786 was opening up to me. And then I realized that in that past life as well, I was quite connected to God. So that particular religion, or that particular philosophy, I had been connected to. So there is always, you're not alone. That's the first thing that you must realize when you think of angel numbers, okay, or synchronicities. So each this thing has its own energy. Like when I met my twin flame, and even before I talk about it, let me tell you, because many people ask about what are twin flames. So in this matrix world, we want to think of twin flames as people who are your right partner, or like they show in movies that in the past number of lifetimes they could not meet, and this particular lifetime they're going to reunite. I have no idea whether they are going to reunite or not, even though everyone says, all the guides will say that you are meant for reunion and you must work hard for it, and things like that. And in the beginning, all the feminines, the yin aspect of the soul, the twin flame, they do work for it. But eventually you will realize that your twin flame, in short, is your divine mirror. That person comes in your life and topsy turvies your life. You start questioning every aspect of yourself, of your life. Number of things break down. Your career, your marriage, everything breaks down. Why does it happen like that? Because the twin flame comes to show you the mirror, a spiritual mirror. Okay, let's say I pick, I've put a lipstick, and then after putting the lipstick, I do not have a mirror, and maybe the lipstick went haywire here and there. And then I went in front of the mirror and I said, oops, the lipstick is all over. So I put it in a proper way, right? Or I put my kajal or mascara in the wrong way, and then I look into the mirror and I correct it. So what is the mirror doing? So the twin flame is also making you correct your previous decisions or your previous karma. And just as the karmic comes to balance your karma, the soulmate comes to calm you down. The twin flame comes to bring about spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakening, and you start realizing, oh my God, I've made wrong decisions. and it's like a shadow work, like a like a crash course of shadow work, what you would have taken like 10 lifetimes to do. The twin flame will make it possible in 5 years, and you will be a changed entity. So whenever my twin flame used to come to me, and that was very late, like, I started understanding because I started unraveling things quite late. I did not understand that he's my twin flame. So much later, when spiritual awakening actually happened, and I started happening, having Kundalini awakening, when he would come, I used to see 7 times 7, 777. Yes, and some people wouldn't want to believe this. I would get calls of 707777, things like that. So um, it seemed maddening, and I really was wondering what is happening actually. And it would be like, even if I didn't know that I'm about to come across him, those numbers of sevens were shown, and I knew that he's around. Okay, so numbers are actually the vibrations that, they are the tools that the divine guides use to get your attention. I'm trying to show this to you number of times. Listen to me, I'm trying to say something, you are going wrong, or there is a great opportunity, or this is going to happen. So that's what a synchronicity is. Why do you see them? Because you are either entering into a period of spiritual awakening or spiritual growth. Because till a person is bound by the matrix world, matrix is what? You are not free, you don't make your own decisions. Everyone has the same decision to make. Everyone wants to get married. Why does everyone want to get married? And later, most of the people are regretting. They're saying, oh my god, I'm not free. Everyone has to have a child, and everyone got to buy a house, and everyone got to get a certain car. Everyone wants to become an engineer or a doctor. And we are not Maggie packets. We are created by god. We have our own karmas, and we've been sent with a certain degree of levels. They are all diverse. We all have come here to do different work, like, even though the commonality being to raise our awareness and consciousness and like get back to god. But the idea is that we are all so different. But the matrix world makes us think all the same. Let's get our hair straightened, let's lose weight, let's wear this color of lipstick, and let's wear these kind of clothes. We are just trying to become the same. We are losing our entities and trying to mingle with the matrix. When you are already or near that door or the portal from where you are entering spiritual awakening, you start watching these numbers. Like, I'm just watching 1717 right now, 1717. My purpose being to tell people what I have understood in my life. You're now aligning with higher vibration. Even if maybe you don't feel it yet and things like that, it's also a reminder that you're not alone. You're being guided. Okay. So I remember when I was undergoing my soul shock in the twin flame journey, and I was absolutely depressed, and I did not understand why am I alive. I used to see 4 times 3, 3 3 3 3. So it meant that you're not separate from that entity. That entity is within you. Like, you can always reconnect, and you're meant for each other. So meant for each other in the sense that in the filmy way we think, oh my god, finally these people are going to get together. But guess what? You enter into that domain, into that reality, wherein you realize that you and god are just one. Isn't it a very beautiful situation to be in? Okay. So you must follow this path, you must understand these synchronicities. So what does 111 mean? Let's get into understanding um, why are we watching these numbers. One mean always stands for leadership, new beginnings. Okay. So if there's something new opening up in your life, you will see 11, 111, things like that. 2 stands for coming together of something which is going to be in alignment. It may be related to your job, to a certain partner in your life, a certain friendship. So just pay attention to what were you thinking at that point of time, or who were you with at that point of time if you're watching twos. Okay. Then 3 stands for three stands for number of things actually. If you see at least triple three, then maybe the ascended master and divine guides are beside you, and you must pray to them what you want. Okay. 3 also stands for creativity. 3 is the number of Jupiter actually. So for wisdom, for creativity. Okay. And maybe you are realizing your talents, you are surrounded by divine guides. So you should say thank you when you see threes. In fact, you should say thank you whenever you watch all these numbers, and say thank you for being around me always and taking care of me. 4, as I've already said, is standing for stability. Either someone is coming to your life, or certain job is coming, or financial stability, some kind of stability is being talked about. 5 stands for major changes, and the number of fives you see number of times, it amplifies the meaning. So it's, if it's a single five, there's change coming. Double five, bigger change coming. Triple five, or 4 times 5, massive changes are coming. Now, changes do not actually mean that you're going to leave India and are going to go somewhere else. Changes within you. Yes, there are people moving around. Changes within you. And so, if you really want to understand more synchronicities and things like that, I'll make even more detailed videos exactly talking about, different synchronicities. Please write in the comments. I'll do that. Now, the major question number of my mentees ask, and when I do tarot reading and things like for them, so they say that, what should we do? I saw 1111, something good is about to happen. Why doesn't it happen? Now, it doesn't just tell you that something good is happening, but you have to pause and reflect. What was I just thinking about? Was I thinking about something? Was I thinking about someone? Was I thinking about a place? Okay, because that is related to that particular, like let's say you are watching 1111 and you were thinking about a certain job. Maybe this job is the new opening you're going to receive. So you got to pause and reflect, what was I thinking? You also, the best way actually, what I have been doing is I always journal my thoughts, or I journal like I'm watching this number. Like generally I get into like on the weekend, or whenever I get the opportunity, if it can happen on the weekdays as well. This is the number I'm watching, regularly. Like I generally see the portals, like before 4th April I was watching 44 number of times, so I understood, oh, 4 4 is about to come. So you must write them down, so that later when some change happens, like I understood about 37, then you may understand that, oh, this shows up when this kind of a thing is about to happen. Okay, then you must always thank the guides, whoever there is. And if you want, you can ask, please guide me, who are you? Okay, and just trust, you will be given the answer. You will be given the answer. Then also the fact that the biggest thing about watching these numbers is that you must trust your intuition. What is intuition and what is thinking or overthinking? Let's talk about that for a very short while before I end. um, like when you think that I must do this, like let's say um, I get an idea that I should go and open the door. I don't know why should I do that. I have no reasons behind that. It is an intuition. Okay, it will come suddenly to you. You will not be able to justify it. That's called intuition. When I think that I should open the door because maybe some air can come in, because my son is about to come, or because when there are becauses being answered, it's your thought. Okay, it's maybe thinking or overthinking. When there is no answer to the why am I thinking like this, it's an intuition and you must follow it. The more number of times you follow intuitions, the better and the simpler your life begins. Obviously it begins, it starts off with maybe, you may not understand how is this good for me, but it may be flushing out the leftover energy which you don't actually require anymore. So you must trust your intuition and follow the path of synchronicities, follow the message. Also at the same time, I'll also say that please don't overthink those synchronicities. Like some people are just waiting. It's not like you sit on the car and you start seeing what kind of what car numbers am I going to watch. When you are trying to do it purposely, it's not synchronicity. When it has to be shown to you, the angels will ensure that you see it, that the car in front of you is 1111 or 9999. So 9 stands for endings. Okay, the divine endings of a certain cycle. And obviously ending stands also for a new beginning, right? So whenever you see 8 stands for 8 is the number of Saturn, by the way, but 8 is also the number of abundance. And you also know that Shani is money. So maybe your karma is going to come in front of you, which you have to deal with, and then you will enter the phase of abundance. 7, as I already told you, like about your twin flame. When you see number of sevens before a person comes, it automatically means it's a spiritual partner that's coming. And it generally and definitely happens with twin flames only. But 7 actually stands for spiritual awakening. Okay, so if you're watching that, it does not mean that you have to go and get married to that person, but it means that a huge spiritual change is about to come, which is going to be, obviously, in the worldly sense it may seem disastrous, but in the spiritual sense it's going to bring you close to God. Okay, and 6 does not stand for devils at all. Okay, 6 is the number of Venus otherwise, and 6 stands for, worldly happiness. Okay, so in the worldly way you may be achieving it, and the number may come to you at the point of time, the number may be shown to you at the point of time when you are thinking about that particular thing which may bring that kind of happiness, worldly happiness, a certain job, or buying something which is going to, let's say, bring about that kind of happiness. So when do you watch it? Where do you watch it? Like maybe you are watching it on the car number plates. You're watching in your, phone, in your, clock or your watch, or you're watching it in your phone, or 666 likes on the, social media somewhere. You will be, ensured, the angels, the divine guides will ensure that they show it to you in some form. Okay, and you don't have to bother yourself. Don't try to consciously see. That's one of the major things. And don't overthink. Okay, don't try to run into finding out. Okay, yes, if you've been watching it number of times, then definitely you must try to find out about it. I would close by saying that you must be very happy and thankful that you are never alone, and you will always be guided in the right time, what you need to do and what you don't need to do. The only thing you need to do is, you know to be alert and awake. That's it for today. Signing off, Arunimasana. Namaste. Thank you so much.